If someone's making around $70,000 to $120,000 a year in that range, and they feel overwhelmed with money, what is the root of that overwhelm? If they're in that 70,000 to 120,000 range, is it they're overspending? Is it they don't feel like they're keeping up with their friends? What do you think is that cause of stress and anxiety around money in that range?
Well, the average household income in America is about 71 grand. And so if you're making 71 grand, you're doing pretty well. And if you're making 70 to 120 in most areas, right? Like LA 120 is very different from an Idaho 120. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of it is cost of living.
Sure.
But a lot of it stems from lifestyle creep. Very rarely do we start making 120. We get there over time. And you would think, well, if I just made more money, I could solve all this. I'd get rid of the debt. I'd be doing so well. But what happens is you just go, I can afford a little more payment. And I can afford a little nicer car. We can get in that house. We can afford the mortgage. We can stomach it. So over time, you just start collecting payments like it's a game, and you realize we got no margin at the end of the month to save for retirement and go on that vacation. And so I think that's the biggest key. It goes back to not living on less than you make.
Right.
And so it's rarely an income problem, because we know a third of people making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. And that makes people irate.
A third of people making six figures a year are living paycheck to paycheck.
One paycheck
month to
doesn't
month.
show up. They're screwed.
Really?
That was a shocking stat. That wasn't even Ramsey research. That was outside research. We were like, that makes sense, because people calling the Ramsey show just this last week, we're taking calls from people making 190 grand, 250 grand, and they can't breathe.
Why?
And we go, well, you start adding up all the toys they have and the luxury cars. They got $60,000 car loan here. They're underwater on it. It's only worth $40,000 now. And they bought a house that was a little too much house. They bit off more than they can chew, and the mortgage payment is 60% of their take-home pay. And so you add up all that, and they got a credit card balance now, and they got the personal loan, and they still have the student loan, and all of this just compounds.
And they got to fix stuff. They got to,
They have no emergency fund. 4 in 10 people have $0 in savings. And so you add up all these stats, and you're going like, America has become land of the free and home of the broke. Like, how did we get here? This is an amazing country with so much opportunity. We have more time. We have the most advanced society in the world, and we have less time and money than ever before. Like, when are we going to wake up and just break free from all this and go like, this ain't working? Let's try a different way.